Today, we're going to be building this to-do app in less than 5 minutes using Claude Code. If you're new here, hi, my name's Zoe. I'm a software engineer and former university professor who loves teaching folks how to code. If you're interested in learning how to code, check out that first link in the description below. AI tools are getting better and better every day. In this next series, I'm going to be testing their limits by building some complex web apps, then critiquing their choices and adjusting the code to make it work more optimally. Today, we'll be starting off easy with a simple to-do app. Let's dive into it. All right, so I've brought up Claude here. What we're gonna do is just drop in a simple prompt and go from there. So I've written up this prompt already, and let me read it out to you. So it says, build me a web app to-do list using Next.js, Material UI, and TypeScript. Make the designs beautiful, allow the to-dos to persist in the local or session storage, and ensure that everything is responsive for all devices, from mobile devices to large screens. So let's send this prompt in and see what it spits out. All right, so it's thinking. I'll create a beautiful responsive using, however, okay, so it has a limitation. It says it can't use local storage and session storage in this environment. So that's fine. That's something that we can implement later. They're going to build it using React State. So they're, already an initial limitation. But it can, adapt it by uncommenting the local storage code included as comment. So that's great. It'll make it really easy for us to put that in the next version. So that's fine. So it's gonna build beautiful gradient design, smooth animations, full mobile responsiveness, category and priority levels. So it's already kind of taking it to a level where I didn't even ask it to do that. In categories and priority levels, great to have. Didn't need that. Search and filter functionality, amazing, and a dark theme optimized design. So as you can see on the right here, it's spitting it out, it's thinking, it's doing its thing, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I guess the real advantage of using tools like Claude is the fact that I don't have to actually be doing anything right now. Oh, okay, we got anything? I apologize for the error. Material UI isn't available in this environment. Let me rebuild this for you using Tailwind CSS instead, which will give you an equally beautiful and modern design. So as you can see, it already did an initial version, but at some point realized it wasn't allowed to use Material UI. I don't know why it spat out all of that before it realized it wasn't. Okay. And then now we hit an error, unterminated string. This response paused because Claude has reached its max length for a message. Hit continue to nudge Claude along. Okay, so I guess I have to encourage it to keep going. So now it's on V3, I guess, of what it wants to do, which again is fine. I guess we'll just see what it spins up. So it's not perfect, as I said. As we can see, there are a couple of issues. First of all, it's not able to use Material UI. It's going to build it using Tailwind, which, if I was building a separate piece to go in a project that I already have, that would be a bit annoying because now I have the separate piece that can't integrate into my project. Okay, so it says, it's created a beautiful, fully responsive to-do list app with the following features. Let's see, mobile first design. It says the app is ready to use, but it's not here. All right. So it's hit the limit. It's done a couple of different tries and it's hit the limit. But, so we can't even try it again because we've hit the limit. All right. So that's a bit annoying. Let's see what the code spits out. Let's take a look at the code. So as you can see, it's used React. Remember, we asked it to use Next.js, Next.js, not Tailwind, Material UI, and TypeScript. So it's used React Next.js, which is fine. It's used TypeScript, which again, that works. And it hasn't used Material UI. It's used Tailwind. What else? Let's see. So it's using the state storage, which works. It has all these different methods, here, different functions. It has it looks like it would be really interesting if we could see the full version. And then it's returned the code essentially. Add to-do card, filters. So it's kind of overdone what I've asked it to do, and in the process of overdoing what I asked it to do, so there's a code error here. and then it just didn't finish it, right? So it spun up how many different versions? 1, 2, 3, and maybe three to four like attempts. I'm not sure if there was like another like attempt that is just not showing us here. Like the final version is the one that we're seeing here. But basically, it's gone through and done this 3 times, and it hasn't returned anything. So that's failing because this one's failing because there was an unterminated string. Okay, so it just didn't finish building it. And so I'm not sure why it went from this and like why we hit this retry and then we kind of used up all of our credits, all of our time. So that's pretty interesting to see. So it took maybe a minute and a half to get us to this final version, but at the end of the day, we actually didn't get a completed project on the free plan, right? This is also a limitation of the free plan. You know, we're not paying to use Claude. So again, in terms of the code, it does look, structured, and it seems like there would be a lot of interesting things here. But I also see that Claude is adding a bunch of stuff that I didn't ask it for, and then hits a limit, a sort of self-imposed or self-created limit because it's trying to do a bit too much. Because really, if it had just done a very basic to-do app, we would not have filter category, selected category, like all these extra steps that essentially create this issue where it doesn't actually finish what it's doing. So, pros and cons of using a AI tool like this. I guess maybe in the next version, next round of this, we can ask it to not do as complicated of a solution or give us like a minimum sort of MVP type of project that don't do the most. But anyhow, it is what it is, and nothing much we can do about it at this point. For about a minute of time, this definitely wasn't a bad first draft. But obviously, because it didn't actually give us something that we could work with, there's plenty of room for improvement here. And if you're using Claude as a paid service, I'm sure it would be pretty powerful. You wouldn't hit these limits, but maybe it would end up charging you a bit more, because it does seem like, again, it's sort of imposing problems or creating problems that would then force you to use more credits, which would then charge you more money. So I don't know. In terms of paying a developer full-time versus using Claude, yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot more, in theory, affordable. But, you're going to spend a lot more time in the back and forth trying to figure out what's going on here. So, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe down below. And if you want to see how I level up my coding skills in 30 days, click here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.